Let's talk about building campaigns for your GDN. Again, I'm going to keep this fairly high level, not get caught in the weeds, so we're not going to have bunches of screenshots and tick boxes and do this, do that. You just need to know what's possible, know how to outsource it well. If you had to start with one type of GDN campaign, my suggestion would be start with remarketing. So that's what we're going to focus on for this last quarter of the day. A few other tips around building. Make sure you've got a good naming convention for your campaigns. There's nothing worse than going into a campaign, seeing campaign number 1, campaign number 2, campaign number 3. It's very hard to understand what that's all about. Name your campaigns well. And you're going to have different campaigns for your text ads and your image ads. Too often they get lumped together. The reason for that is your stats are going to be very different. The amount you pay for each click is going to be very different. And if you're familiar with AdWords, you'll know about the average position metric. Your average position for your image ads is typically going to be about 1, maybe 1.1. Average position for your text ads on GDN is probably going to be 2, 3, 4, anywhere around there. So if you lump all that together, again, averages lie. So different campaigns for text and image. Settings, much the same as your search campaigns. All the usual stuff that you're familiar with. Location, language, devices at this point in time. Going to change in June. Frequency, that's different. So with display, you can choose to cap the frequency at which your ads get shown. Particularly important when you're doing remarketing, and I'll cover that when we get to the remarketing part. Bidding we talked about, you've got different ways of bidding this. I'm going to suggest you stick to CPC bidding while you're starting out. Worry about CPM later and cost per action later. Optimize, so your ad rotation setting. When you're doing search, you always use the rotate my ads evenly option. To do proper split testing, you want to show ad A, then B, then A, then B, then A, then B. With GDN, try flicking that to optimize. As we said before, there are so many data points that we don't have access to that Google does. If Google thinks ad C is going to work best on this site, on this day, for this person, based on their interest and all this other stuff that it knows, let it show that ad. So put your ads on optimize, not rotate. And you have some demographic targeting options. Now, they're nowhere near as powerful as Facebook's. They don't work nearly as well. But as more and more people are forced into using a Google account, Gmail, YouTube, a lot of people are logged into Google all the time now. They're gathering more and more data that targeting is improving. It is a massive pain to set up. We have to do it at the ad group level, not the campaign level now. So for every single ad group, you have to go in and tick female and unknown, and female and unknown, and female and unknown, because they have male, female, and unknown, because most of the time they're not sure. So it's a pain to set up, but depending on your offer, no, I won't go there. Depending on your offer, that may make a big difference to your advertising costs if you can cut out the half of the market that you really don't want to show ads to. And you can bid to a certain extent by age. And again, that's sort of broken down into 5 or 6 buckets. One of them is unknown again. Worth testing if you've got an offer that particularly is one end of the market or the other. If you're selling seniors life insurance or cruise insurance for cruises to seniors, then showing that to 45, 55, 55, 65, 65 and up is probably a good idea. There's no point showing those ads to 18-year-olds.
Obviously